because I'm gonna go over 3 major tips that you're probably not thinking of to make yourself faster in your next race. I've personally used all of these tips to make me faster. I've dropped 4 minutes in my 5K over the past 4 years, and I dropped 10 minutes in my Ironman marathon on a more difficult course. So they really helped me, and I know they're gonna help you. Tip number 1, it's all about heart rate control. Your heart rate directly correlates to the effort that you're putting forth in your run. So if you have a high heart rate, that means your body's trying really, really hard to do whatever speed that is. That's why I like to train just using heart rate, because it's the best determining factor during a run on your effort level. I tell my athletes all the time, heart rate doesn't lie. Tip number 1 is all about your heart rate and heart rate control. If you know your zones, then you're gonna be able to stick to your zones, know how hard you're able to push for a certain amount of distance, and finish the race nice and strong. I learned this in college by swimming out too fast, my heart rate gets up way too much, and lactic acid builds up. And your body kind of shuts down when it has too much lactic acid buildup. The only way to get back to regular activity is to take a break and let your body process that lactic acid. If you ever want to do any kind of lactic threshold testing, that's going to be able to fine tune your zones and allow you to not get to that point where you're pushing too hard and eventually it catches up to you and you have to walk or you get cramped up at the end of a race. If you don't have lactic threshold testing available, you can use the max heart rate equation, 211 minus 0.64 times your age in years, to determine a maximum heart rate for you. You can use this maximum heart rate and determine your zones. 50 to 59% would be the gray zone, 60 to 69% would be a blue zone, 70 to 79% would be a green zone, 80 to 89% is a yellow zone, and 90 to 100% is going to be a red zone. This is what my zone uses. This is the piece of equipment that our team and myself use in order to track our heart rate and determine what zones we're working in. The optimal zone for a lot of easy training is going to be gray and blue. The optimal zones for you to race short distance events is going to be yellow and red. The green zone is kind of like that danger zone where you're getting a good workout, but you're not necessarily recovering enough and you're not necessarily running fast enough to push your performance to the next level. After keeping your heart rate in check, tip number 2 is all about being lighter and using technology. And lighter in the sense of not carrying extra clothes or food or nutrition or equipment. The lighter you are, the easier it is to run to a certain point. I'm not talking about like body weight here. I'm talking about like physical equipment that you're having to run with and carry throughout the race. So if you normally carry your own water bottle, your own nutrition on a race, I would highly advise before the race even happens, find out what's on the course. And that way you don't have to carry all that stuff with you. You can just go to the aid station, pick up whatever you're eating, whatever you're drinking, and then continue on with your run. It's going to be a lot faster that way. Technology is another thing that you can use in this category to help you go faster. Technology I'm talking about is shoes. There are a lot faster shoes out there right now. They have a nice carbon foot plate, gives you a little pep in your step, a little spring in your step, so that every single run that you do is a little bit easier on you and a little bit faster. My triathlon team has tried a bunch of these different racing shoes, and I want to find out what you're racing in. So comment below what kind of racing shoes you use and why you like them. Now, I had a hard time putting this next one in a certain category, but I think it goes with the heart rate and the clothing technology. It has to do with overdressing. Now, I am terrible in the cold. I'll admit it. Everyone knows that I am a little bit of a baby when it comes to cold weather training. But I found that when I first started running, I would put layer upon layer upon layer on, and my performance was a little bit lower because my body was overheating when I got out there and raced. I actually ran a marathon with thermal leggings because it was like 59 degrees and I was that bad and that worried about being too cold during this marathon that I way overdressed. If you want educational videos that'll improve your athletic performance, then run over that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so that you get notified on my next video upload. I'm making educational content about every 2 weeks to share my passion of triathlon and the sport with new and experienced athletes. Anyways, my third tip for making you faster without changing your training is going to be the legal performance enhancing drug known as caffeine. A lot of us use it, a lot of us utilize it throughout the day to get through a busy work day. But for athletic performance, it's been shown to be about 2% or more effective in making us faster or performing better. This is free speed and everyone can utilize it. The only caveat with it is that if you are having coffee every single day, a certain amount every single day, your body gets used to that amount. And then you need a little bit more to have the effectiveness. So I would say 2 weeks before a race, cut out all the caffeine. And then when it comes to race day, that caffeine will do a really, really good job at priming your body, getting it ready to run or do whatever event that you want to perform well in. If you like the content or at least got one tip that would benefit you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below any kind of questions that you have when it comes to triathlon. Since you stuck around to the end, here's a dad joke for you. What was the ninja's favorite shoe? A sneaker. What did this sneaker? What?